Okay, let's break this down. We're going to do a kind of forensic analysis of one of the most effective criminal systems out there today, ransomware. And you'll see it's not really about brute force. It's about psychology, it's about strategy, and it's about turning your own digital world against you. We are going to dissect this thing piece by piece so you understand not just how it works, but how you can build a truly unbreakable shield against it.
Just think about that for a second. The end of your data, your business, your family photos. It doesn't show up with a big loud bang. It arrives with the quiet, everyday hum of your own machine working against you, turning everything you've saved into garbage. That's the personal reality of a ransomware attack. And you know what? It all starts with something you do a dozen times a day without even thinking.
So here's our roadmap. First, we're going to define what this digital prison actually is. Then, we'll look at how attackers weaponize something as simple as trust to get inside. We'll follow the silent invasion as it spreads, and then we'll get into the psychological warfare they use to force you to pay. But most importantly, we are going to build your defense, and we'll end with a simple, powerful mantra that will help keep you safe. Let's start with the central paradox here, because it's fascinating. The attack actually uses encryption, the very technology designed to protect your data, as the weapon that holds it hostage. Your most critical files are suddenly locked away in a digital vault, and the attacker is standing there offering to sell you the key. They haven't actually stolen your data, they've just changed the locks on your own house. Right, so this is the thing you've got to get. Ransomware isn't just malware, it's a full-blown extortion business model. Seriously, they have customer service, they have deadlines, they have a very clear financial goal. And it all runs on one single brutal principle. Your data is worth way more to you than the ransom they're asking for. And trust me, they are experts at making sure you feel that.
So how does an attack this sophisticated get past all the expensive firewalls and antivirus software? The answer is almost terrifyingly simple. It doesn't. You let it in. The entire system is built on manipulating a very basic human behavior, trust. These attackers have pretty much mastered the art of making something malicious look completely mundane.
Now this is where it gets really clever. This isn't just random spam. The attackers do their homework. Let's say you work in accounting. You can bet you're going to get an email with a file named Invoice Overdue. You're in HR? Get ready for updated resume.pdf. They're exploiting this little quirk in our brains. We're wired to trust things that seem familiar. By matching the file to your daily work stress, they create a situation so believable that your natural defenses just go down. You click because, well, it feels like it belongs there. And that's it, right there. That is the crucial moment. The second you open that attachment or, click that enable content button on a document, it is a single, irreversible action that voluntarily invites the malware right past every digital defense you have. In that 1 second, you become the key that unlocks the door for the intruder. Everything that comes next happens because of this one little click. So after that fateful click, you might not notice anything is wrong at all, you might just go on with your day. But in the background, a silent, methodical invasion has already begun. This is the covert phase. The malware isn't attacking your computer just yet, it's mapping your entire digital life to figure out how to cause the absolute maximum amount of damage. And this timeline shows exactly how they do it. It's called lateral movement. The first infected machine is just the entry point. From there, the malware spreads quietly across the whole network. I mean, look at this. Within an hour, it's scanning for other devices. 4 hours later, it's found the crown jewels, the main file servers. And by hour 8, it has done the one thing you thought would save you. It has found and encrypted your online backups. And this right here, this is the psychological choke point. The second that ransom note pops up, your first thought is probably, it's okay, I have backups. But when you realize those backups are also locked, that's when real panic kicks in. And this isn't an accident. It's a central part of their strategy. They systematically remove every escape route, every off-ramp, until the only path that seems left is to just pay the ransom. And just when you think it can't get any worse, they hit you with this, double extortion. So now, it's not just about getting your files back. Now it's about stopping your company's secrets, your customer data, your private financial records from being dumped online for the whole world to see. This totally removes the option of just walking away and starting over. And some groups are even moving to triple extortion, where they also threaten to blast your website offline, crippling your business completely. Okay, now watch how the attack shifts gears. Once the trap is sprung, the whole operation moves from being technical to purely psychological. The goal isn't to spread anymore. The goal now is to create a state of intense panic and pressure to force you to make a quick, compliant decision. And this is where the manipulation just flips on its hat.
The silent, invisible attacker now becomes a very vocal and bizarrely helpful support agent. They actually give you a little chat window, they answer your questions, and they patiently walk you through buying cryptocurrency to make the payment. I mean, it is a masterclass in psychological manipulation. They mimic legitimate customer service to make you less anxious and build this weird kind of trust, making the act of paying a criminal feel like a normal business transaction.
And then there's the clock. This is specifically designed to trigger our brain's natural fear of loss, while at the same time creating intense decision fatigue. Your brain, which is already flooded with stress from the initial shock, just can't think straight. It's in fight or flight mode. That ticking clock and the price doubling, it's like being in a burning building. You stop thinking about long-term consequences and you just focus on putting out the fire right now, which is exactly what they want you to do. Pay quickly, without thinking.
Okay, enough about the attack. Let's talk about defense, because you can absolutely make yourself a fortress against this kind of thing. And the solution isn't some magic piece of software. It's a strategic mindset and a disciplined plan. We're now shifting from being the victim to being the defender.
This rule is your absolute non-negotiable defense. It's simple. 3 copies of your data on 2 different kinds of media, like say a hard drive and cloud storage, with one of those copies stored completely offline. And offline is the magic word here. This means a physical disconnect, a hard drive that you plug in, back up to, and then you unplug it and stick it in a drawer. If the malware can't reach it over the network, it simply can't encrypt it. This is the one thing that short-circuits their entire psychological trap. Now, your other main line of defense is your own vigilance. This checklist here needs to become second nature. I mean, think about it. Does a simple document really need special permissions to run code? Almost never. If a file asks you to enable content, that is a massive red flag. Same goes for anything that creates a huge sense of urgency or has a generic greeting. This is your personal firewall, and learning to spot these signs is an absolutely critical skill.
So let's distill all of this down to a single, powerful mindset. A habit that, if you practice it all the time, becomes the most effective defense you have. It really summarizes everything we've talked about: the weaponization of trust and the absolute importance of verification. This is your mantra. Header first, file second. It means you always verify who the sender is before you even think about the attachment. Who is this really from? And the second part is just as vital. If I didn't ask for it, I don't open it. Even if it looks totally legit. If you weren't expecting a file from someone, just pause. Verify. A quick phone call or a separate email can defuse a multi-million-dollar attack before it starts. So let's recap the whole system. Ransomware is an extortion business that uses social engineering to get in. It relies on silent, lateral movement to maximize damage and engineered panic to force a payment. Your absolute protection is twofold: data that is stored physically offline, and a mindset that assumes every unexpected file is a threat until you prove it's a tool. Stay vigilant.